Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3, Typhon Maya, blue team. Alpha Centauri with a Warlock, a melee spellcaster, leaping into combat with some powerful disruption and support. This is the same Han elite scheme, recolored into bright white alongside aZmodai with a Force Commander, a versatile frontline hero bringing support, disruption, all that good stuff for the Emperor, and this is the Ultramarines DLC. Rounded off the blue team here, YZ with a Daemonhunter. A spellcaster with strong support and control begins with a ranged weapon. For the red team, iColor as a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Alongside an Orky ally is Bulbus as a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter rounding off the teams. Tobsejoto, I must be saying that so very wrong, with a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee, quite fittingly facing off against the Ordo Malleus in the south. Going after some poor stormtroopers strike squad are chasing. Still has Kill the Weak in the pocket, I think. Might need to use it against the strike squad, there it is. Decent hit, some CSM helping. Daemonhunter not interested, just capping the power at the moment. What's going on in the mid? Tactical Marines backing off, they were trying to decap that wreck point. Commando's out there sneaking around, nothing can spot him so far. No detectors on the field. Double shooters for both the Orc players, triple Guardians for Alpha Centauri, and YZ did get some more Stormtroopers up. Double CSM for the Chaos Lord, who almost goes down, does go down. He killed one of the strike squad, perhaps unlucky not to kill another, but gonna need the revive early on here. Second CSM squad is out. Back towards the mid, nobody's capped the central VP, and Orcs are pressing. You'd expect an aggressive start from the Orcs, an aggressive push forward, trying to get onto the power very quickly. Sluggers with burners, Warboss leading the line, soaking up the damage. Stun Bomb hit some friendlies, but it did hit all those Guardians as well. Stun Bomb is a starting ability of the Kommando, alongside, of course, sneaking around. Assassin's Knife on the way. Can do, oh wow. Those sluggers just wiped from a destructor from the Warlock. Oh, I think there was an immolate, but you can't see it in the water. Those sluggers had burners and they are gone. Kommando now gets stabbed in the back of the neck by Assassinate. I was going to say this thing does some really good burst damage, so it's pretty good against Marines, but you can also stab Warlocks to death apparently, quite easily. Needs to run away. Hey, the Chaos Lord, there, not the Chaos Lord, the Kommando, there we go. Chaos Lord still down, of course. Maybe the Kommando can get a revive. Purgation coming up for YZ. And Stormboy's on the way for iColor. Maybe get some sluggers as well again, eh? Daemonhunters has killed a bunch of heretics already, I think. With a bunch of XP there. Probably help shoot down the Chaos Lord as well. Assault Squad on the way for aZmodai. Blue team sweeping back to the mid, capping it with fast capping Marines. Sluggers on the warpath, trying to chase off some Guardians. I may need to contend with a grenade soon. No, Guardians ran. They were sneaking around thanks to Hide the Boys from the Commando's global bar. Assault Squad on the field now. They're going to really help jump and disrupt and tie up and harass these shooter boys. Storm Boys, though, have power weapons, so they're a big threat to Marines. And we look like we have a boss pole, yep. That orange circle buff, they're very impressed by the boss pole, and there's spiky armor in as well. The south, pushing through is YZ. The Strat Squad have learned to read things. They have the Tones of Titan, gives them a bunch of spells to use and stuff. Banishment, and they can purify. 465 to 475. The Daemonhunter now has Armor of Fortitude for Indomitable. We just see it there on the Strike Squad. Can do some cool stuff with it, pulling out of dangerous situations or getting into dangerous situations perhaps. Rotating across is Bulbus to 2v1 against YZ. Chaos Lord back to his feet. I think was repurchased though. Tons of damage on his face. Slowed down by Purge Soul of the Purgation Squad there. Also doing percentage-based damage over time to him. Really bad news for the Chaos Lord, really. Might need some Raptors or some early Bloodletters to get on them quickly. 465 to 447 can also probably disrupt them with the grenade launchers, I would think, to stop the Purge Soul. Heretics don't have grenade launchers here though. He's gone tier 2, has tobsejoto. It's a very weird name. Oh hey, we have the Chainsword and Storm Shield up for the Force Commander. Very nice against lots of Orky Daka. Not so helpful against dangerous melee fellas though. I mean, he still gets the hit points, does he? No, they took the hit points away. This used to give 100 hit points, but now it doesn't. Still get the built-in 20% damage resistance though, and slightly higher melee damage. As well, of course, as defend. 465 to 419. Red team pushing up the south side here, looking at the southeast corner power point. Heretics run away. Lots of Daka. The strike squad getting in there. What is that buff they have on them? Was that Indomitable as well? Looked like a little white buff. Level 2 Daemonhunter, Purgation of not leveled yet. There's bashed a bit of power though. Chaos Lord on the way with Armor of the Inferno. I think first purchase has to be Bloodletters, surely. He's spending 30 power on this instead. There's that Purge Soul. Chaos Lord just brute forces through it that time. 465 to 392, an assist from the Tactical Marines. Chaos Lord turns towards them. Nope. Now fights the Force Commander, and there's a jump shutting down the CSM. Chaos Lord leaves. Got some Devastators now for aZmodai. Orks getting burned up in the mid, thanks to the Immolator. 1-to-1 cap. BP's pretty even. I mean, 70 odd in it. It's pretty early. A lot of damage to them shooter boys. Need to run, fellas. Grenade. Grenaded the tree. Did he get caught on the tree? He was trying to grenade those retreating fellas, I think. Here's that sneaky Commando. Stab something in the face. But then no Sergeant. There we go. Sergeant's on the way to spot that Commando. Assault squad jumping into a bad spot though. Painboy's in there. From eye color. This guy can heal over time fellow Orks. Also explode them if he wants in tier 2. 465 to 389. War banners up. This is Bulbus's war banner, giving some passive buffs to nearby units. He'll also activate it for a longer lasting, smaller buff. Commando's level 2, got the sneak it infiltration kits. Just saw grappling hook there, and here comes Kaboom. So he can grappling hook in and then blow himself up. Kind of hard to avoid it, really, if you time the Kaboom. Down goes the Warlock, and now they will power bash. What's going on the south side? Bunch of chaos stuff. See double mark of Zinch up. Too early of a purchase for me. Get the Bloodletters rolling first, surely. Let's see how it goes though. 460 to 389. And they're going to fully decap this. Can they fully bash it though? There's the decap. Storm Boys now need to run. Assault squad onto the Commandos there. Just did the assassinate, but it couldn't quite kill one of them. There's Kaboom with the grappling hook. That was quite nasty. Almost wiped the Guardians. Couldn't quite see the explosion because water... It basically eats a bunch of the effects for some reason. Like we couldn't see that fire earlier. And you can't see like markers for the Manticore and that kind of thing. Alpha Centauri now with Wraithguard on the way. And here's some more scouts for aZmodai. I guess he lost them. Vindicator Assassin is up. tobsejoto Chaos Lord is off the field. And all he's got is these double CSM with these heretics. He's having to fight a variety of threats with it. And the Strat Squad are messing up these CSM now. Needed to get another unit on the field, I think. Raptors or Bloodletters, or both. Both could have been good. One kind of covers the other. Raptors can jump in, suppress stuff, then the Bloodletters follow them in. Causing all sorts of problems. But he's spent on fully upgrading the CSM. Which are just kind of getting shut down by Purgation, shut down by the Strat Squad melee. Daemonhunter can slow them down as well. And with Indomitable, can get the Strat Squad in there kind of unfazed and unhurt. Some stick bombs, Oh, stun bombs from the stick bombers. You can tell because they move through the air slower and they only throw one stick bomb. Whereas they throw a couple of stick bombs. Throw one stun bomb, sorry, and a couple of stick bombs that move a bit quicker. Sluggers in there. Wraith God are very vulnerable to being tied up in melee. If they can get those Wraith cannons hitting stuff, they're going to do huge amounts of work. Look at the exploding Orks there. 412 to 389. That is the Rift Tear from the Daemonhunter, slowing down some Orks there. You can cast it from very far away. Stormboys have their Knob Leader, and he promptly headbutts the power node to show it who's boss. That's a heavy melee headbutt though. He's not messing around. Kommando backing away as he's going to stun bomb. Hits the Force Commander quite well, and the Stormboys jumping in, and they stun on landing with that big Knob Leader. Shotgun Scouts helping out though. Force Commander can try to disrupt, can he? Oh no, he can't. He's got no energy for Battle Cry. Stormboys are off the field though, and that was a very strange Commando knob. I think he grappling hooked to there and then blew up and landed over there. Didn't seem like the kaboom did so much though. 383 to 389. Again, they were able to touch the power though. Orks have been quite successful with that, pushing through. Painboy with the stronger Git source makes his heal more effective. Didn't see him use it there on the Stormboys or anything. He must have used it though. Tier 3 for Bulbus. Tobsejoto is already there. Still got nothing else on the field though. How often has this power been bashed? They're both being rebuilt. I think they are. I think there was a full bash over there. Now a Grey Knight Dreadnought on the way. Is absolutely no answer for that at the moment. Could get a tank going though. A little bit dicey to have a tank on that very narrow south side. The Purgation can quickly get an anti-vehicle weapon. There's also the Vindicator there too. 369 to 389 on the VP's 1-to-1 cap. Howling Banshees, what are you up to? Aspect of Strength is what you're up to. A late Banshee purchase there for Alpha Centauri. Warlock still level 1. Force Commander level 3. Warbanner getting activated before it gets shot to pieces. Banshee's diving in. Commando's there. Just kind of looks at them. I thought he was trying to stab them, I think, maybe. Stormboys getting in. Assault Squad, they tried to counter jump. But the Stormboys were gone. Here come the Wraith Guard now. And that was a strange place to grappling it to there, buddy. I think we're trying to kaboom the Wraith Guard, but missed him completely. Plasma Cannon Dreadnought getting a good first shot on the Orks. Then gets stunned, and the Stormboys are on it. Doesn't actually have a melee weapon, this guy, so he can't fight back in melee. He's got that Twin Links Heavy Bolter and the Plasma Cannon. And he can't put Indomitable on a vehicle. I think. It just says unit there, but I'm pretty sure you can only use it on infantry. Stormboys jumping after it. They're getting very low. And surely this was a good time to use your choppers on them. Use your choppers might have got the kill there because they got it pretty low. 369 to 356. Kommando stuns and then blows up those Banshees. Almost wiped them. Very close to finish them off there. So 1-to-1 cap. Power bashing again. Eye color rotating all the way over. And now decapping the natural VP. Blue team will get the mid though. The Orks didn't get the mid there. Lots of pressure on the powers though by the red team. Although, been a lot of pressure on this one too. I don't think the blue team have got through to this. I mean, from what I've seen, maybe they have. It is indeed a Chaos Predator for tobsejoto. No mark on it yet, but it's still a tank. Getting awfully close to things though. Commandos on the field for Bulbus. Knob Leader's already in there with a rocket launcher. They're trying to take down that Force Commander. You've got the revive up on the Warlock, but then goes down. The Warlock hasn't realized he's been revived and goes down. 359 to 356. Always got to call out your revives, even if you think it's super obvious. Or at least ping it. I mean, maybe he did ping it. And Alpha Centauri was just busy doing something else. D cannon on the way. That's going to be great in the mid. Chaos Lord Trying to fight the Dreadnought, is he? Not a very good fight for him, even if he doesn't have a melee weapon. And the strike squad get rid of him, and they take him down, in fact. Purgation are indeed getting a conversion beamer. Hard anti-vehicle weapon here. And there's Psychic Assailment thrown on them by the Daemonhunter, boosting their damage and their range. Daemonhunter by himself, by the way, has the Force Rod. Are they going to take this tank down? Indeed, they are. That was like 3 or 4 shots with Psychic Assailment, some of them rear armor, and down goes that tank. Tobsejoto down to double CSM. Needs to try and recover. Has plenty of resources. Decent amount of VPs as well. Warboss with Power Claw and heavy armor. Massive threat on the field now, this guy. Commandos often transition into rocket launcher late game. Could use it to hunt down this Dreadnought maybe. But, oh well, there's double Commandos to do it. There's Retribution. And there's the Rift Tear. Also have Tome of Tranquility. Stick Bombers getting into melee. Actually good melee combatant, these guys. Decent damage and lots of melee skill, knocking down the Daemonhunter there. Very acrobatic little melee fellas, aren't they? More power bashing. The Dreadnought did escape though. Stun bomb chucked in on the strike squad, only hits one of them. Assault squad jump in. Time for these guys to leave, but he got a full bash there, Bulbus. Well played. Still fighting 2 here, says YZ. Oh, on the south side he means. 3-2-1, 3-4-6. Force Commander gets the Sacred Standard up. It's like full-on support mode Force Commander. With the defend and the standard buffing damage. Could also do so with the Power Sword, of course, making the Battle Cry even better. But this way, he gets defend and Battle Cry and the Sacred Standard buff. 3-2-1 to 3-3-2 on the VPs. Nob squad on the way for eye color. Another D cannon for Alpha Centauri. This one's already up. Very long range artillery piece with awesome disruption potential from Singularity. Storm Boys being very aggressive. Is it worth getting the Thunderhammer now? The Storm Boys are causing a lot of problems with the Pain Boy support, I think. Vanguard veterans are in there. And they die? They do die. Storm Boys absolutely vicious. Not to mention the Warboss's damage output at the moment. What the damage he's doing to that Force Commander. Gets knocked back in the nick of time. Force Commander able to escape. Storm Boys on the rampage. 3-2-1 to 3-0-2 on the VPs. And we got some power bashing again. Back towards the south. Got some downed heroes. Commando's down. Chaos Lord is down. Dreadnought's back onto the field. There's still a conversion beam here, which can't really do much now because it's all infantry. Double Plague Marines is how tobsejoto recovers, apparently. Wants to get that Dreadnought down, I suppose. Sneaky stick bombers are in there. Rift Tear on these Commandos. Decent impact grenade going in. Getting some shots on the Dreadnought. Not sure it's going to be enough. No, Dreadnought able to get away. Some stick bombs in retreat path. Doing a little bit of stuff to the Dreadnought there. What level is this fella? Level 4 Daemonhunter. Retribution. Decent hit. And some Terminators are up for aZmodai. 1-to-1 cap. Gonna be 2-to-1 for blue. A couple of mid-map points. In fact, both the contested powers are red at the moment. And this one, well, it had a full gen farm on it. Battle Wagon coming up for Bulbus. The Nob squad are now fully upgraded, and they're getting surgery from the Pain Boy. I didn't see the health go up there, so they either got the damage bonus or they got the speed bonus. 307 to 282. I think generally when they get the speed right. Health is nice. I think damage is the least of your trouble when you've got a Nob squad. You want to make them more survivable or quicker. They already do tons of damage. 307 to 273. I mean, they're already quite survivable too, but that helps them escape. I suppose, of course, you could argue that more damage helps them get the kill before they escape, so there's that. I'd always gravitate towards the speed, I think, myself. Level 3 Chaos Lord with that Armor of Inferno and the Seer Council coming in. In fact, they're already on the field for Alpha Centauri. Dreadnought's nice and healed up or repaired. There's the tier 3 for YZ. And there's your Battle Wagon. Orks flooding the mid with some Chaos fellas backing them up. There's the double Plague Marines. That's what the Battle Wagon can do. Got a big zap gun on the back. I think it does plasma cannon damage, so it's good against all targets. And you can ride around inside of it. Might be able to get a good plasma cannon shot here. That was the Retribution. Silencing the commandos. It means they can't chuck their bombs around, I guess, when they're silenced like that. Ouch. Big damage on the Daemonhunter. Down he goes. I think he was trying to use Rift Tear there. Kind of took a knee. 295 to 255. VP's very even. Red team being aggressive. There's an orbital, though, on their face. Mass retreat from the Chaos Lord's army. Some stuff gets caught still. Battle Wagon just driving into enemy lines. Right Lance is there, and the Wraith Guard both doing huge amounts of damage to it. Now it's showing rear armor too. Storm Boys jumping in, and an Imperial Abyss goes off just as the Storm Boys jump in there. Did it wipe him? It almost wiped him. He had to throw hard boys on them to save him, I think. But it worked. He saved them. Very quick thinking from iColor. I think it made a difference. Plasma Cannon Dread shoots and leaves. Warboss can get on it. Level 6, doing huge damage now with his Power Claw. Big hits on the Force Commander. Just wandered into huge amounts of trouble there. And goes down. Warboss gets him. Now that he's downed, of course, the Sacred Standard... Well, we can't see it now. Sacred Standard does more of a buff. 35% damage buff now if they're close to him. Terminator is not a good place to be, fellas. You cannot fight a Nob Squad with your Power Fists. It's just not going to work. Getting momentum from those hammers as well. Plasma Cannon misses. Terminators need some support. And they get it. A bunch of stuff came in here and the Nob Squad run away. Maybe could have stayed on them a bit more and got a model or two. But this way they don't even drop a model, look. Stick bombs. A good chuck. Battle Wagon has survived getting repairs from some repair crew. Gretchens. Tobsejoto has tons of resources. He might be saving up for a super unit here. Looted tank on the way for iColor. Assault Terminators. No, it's a drop pod with Stone Guard, I guess. Yep, Stone Guard coming in for aZmodai. First Company Marines that can change their ammo to combat all targets. They start off with Kraken bolts loaded in. Good versus heavy infantry and enemy heroes. Great unclean one it is for Tobsejoto. Right Lance. And there's the D-Cannon. Wasn't there 2 D-Cannons at some point? Maybe he didn't finish purchasing it. Commandos, I think, should take a wide angle up the north and try and get in behind stuff. A little bit awkward with this cliff here, although you can come up this little path. We may have to go all the way around where the power is. Wraith Guard decapping. Kommando sneaking around. Kommando Nob sneaking around. Grappling hooks in there. Kind of. I think he wanted to stay hidden. Now he's being spotted by something. What's he being spotted by? I don't think there's a sergeant. There's a big kaboom. Actually knocked away some allied Nobs there. There's a looted tank coming in from a flank. Nob Squad model goes down. The rest of them are running in. There's Rift Tear. There's Immolate. There's an Eldritch Storm. And there's some dead Shooter Boys, maybe? I think one of them wiped. He may be fine with losing Shooter Boys at this stage. Looted tank. Not going to survive. Right Lance gets it down. Right Lance messes it up. What's this buff we got here? Looks like something from the Daemonhunter. Oh, there's a Tome of Tranquility up as well. 183 to 255 on the VPs. Uh-oh. Daemonhunter in a bit of an awkward spot now. Although I guess the Plague Marines can't do huge amounts of damage to him. And a rock's dropped in by one of the Orks. I think eye color. 174 to 255. Red team retain the mid. There's that great unclean one. Super unit for chaos. Passively damages nearby units. Has some nasty abilities and some very strong melee. Can also, of course, worship the big fella to great effect. Although tobsejoto needs heretics for that, which he should be getting here. Eating a plasma cannon shot. Warlock able to get a decap. That was alright. Looks like the Terminators are going for the heavy flamer here. Devastator's on the way for aZmodai. Perhaps with a las cannon to put more pressure on the battle wagon. And YZ with Land Raider Crusader on the way. Vanishing Cloak for Rites of Exorcism now. That's going to mess up the battle wagon a lot. It means it takes more damage and slows it down. 158 to 255. Nicely timed force rod, although they were able to get the burner bomb in there. D-Cannon may have to leave. Lots of damage on the great unclean one. Yeah, D-Cannon does leave. Orks coming in from the flank, led by the Warboss. Storm Boys alongside him, Nob Squad alongside him. Storm Boys haven't used their jump yet. Lots of targets to jump on. There's a jump. Going after the las cannon, and they get it off the field quite quickly. Nob Squad now causing absolute mayhem. There's user choppers on the Storm Boys. There was a big zap gun shot that went in there. Storm Boys need to be careful. They're getting pretty low. In fact, they just wiped. I thought maybe he was waiting to use Cool Boys there by color, but now he's down to just shooters and Nob Squad, getting a Pain Boy up here. 158 to 255. Warboss runs away. I think he's going to be alright. Here is the Land Raider Crusader. Can reinforce off it. Got some good anti-infantry weaponry as well. Who's going to cap the mid? Warlock's decapped it. There's Ethereal Slash. Almost wiping those Chaos Space Marines. They have to run now. Lots of resources for tobsejoto. Did not get heretics up. The Great King needs to waddle back to base and heal there. Still trying to put pressure on the red team, but they may be running out of steam for this fight. See a council getting in there, but they're dealt with. Kommando tried to get the kaboom on them, I think, but he did it a bit too late. That was a nice D-cannon shot, and there's that Land Raider. 148 to 255. Battle Wagon's done a great job trying to hold the mid here. Level 7 Kommando runs away. Maybe it's time for him to get the rocket launcher because of that Land Raider now. And this Dreadnought is still around doing some great work for YZ. Oh, tobsejoto gets Terminators up. That's what he was waiting for. With an autocannon, that's going to help against the vehicles. Doesn't have the population now to get heretics. It may be worth... I don't know. Do you drop another Plague Marine on both of those to try and get heretics? Very risky to just keep the missile launcher guy around. Warboss, what level are you? Level 8. Well over 2,000 hit points. Nob Squad are there, level 2. And there's the Pain Boy. Maybe he's looking to get another Nob Squad now. Because they have done well. Repair crew Gretchen's down to a single model, but he can repair by himself an entire battle wagon. He's good at his job. Tons of Daka. Gets the Guardians off the field, but that's like an early warning system there now. Kommando Nob trying to decap under infiltration. A little bit of Retribution there. Only hit a single model though. Same route for eye color. Now with Pain Boy support. I don't know if he had the Pain Boy last time when he pushed through. He did have a Pain Boy before, of course. See a council in the back lines. Eating a bunch of Daka, and they have to run. Nob Squad Are they going after the Land Raider? What are they doing? They're going after the Dreadnought, I think. Eating a shot, though. Force Commander quietly capping the mid. They're trying to get that Dreadnought down because that Plasma Cannon is causing problems, for sure. Are they getting suppressed, though, by the Land Raider? And as Hurricane Bolters didn't have their Frenzy to pop. Warlock's in there, too. He's a decent threat to that Nob squad with his fancy sword. Let's see what else he's got. He's got Valtru's Wing. There's a Witchblade of Kernus and Cloak of Shadows. So you can throw Enhance onto the Seer Council, most likely. Land Raider Redeemer on the way now. And some Grey Knight Terminators. Red team have the mid, though. Chaos Lord back to his feet. I mean, Armor of the Inferno is always useful to disrupt things. Great Unclean One's mainly stayed back, I think. There's nothing wrong with that. It's there to counter-initiate, but generally you want to push with your Great Unclean One because it soaks up so much damage. So maybe it's not the ideal strategy. Kommando is doing some power bashing. May distract some of these guys over there. 2 D-cannons now for Alpha Centauri as well. Which means 2 singularities can be used at the same time to cause absolute mayhem. 119 to 219. There's a foul snare. Messed up the Wraith Guard, but they ran anyway. Any repairs for this fella? There's the Stormtroopers. They can repair, but they are not. Note that the Land Raider Crusader also gives you some energy regen, as well as the health. Let the Galaxy burn. Stone Guard with their... Oh, they've got their Vengeance rounds loaded in. Maybe they want to shoot that Great Unclean One. Chaos Lord runs. These commandos have been awesome. I wonder if it's worth getting another squad of them. What else would he get? Flash kits, maybe? 94 to 219 on the VP. Seer Council pushing through. Taking huge amounts of damage, though. They're kind of going in alone every time, aren't they? Being focus fired. You almost wiped there. There's the Land Raider Redeemer. Now you can retreat back to this one. That's a huge support bonus for the blue team. Rox is chucked in there, though. He's gone really far forward with the Land Raider Redeemer. Down goes the Battle Wagon. 89 to 219. Can they get the Dreadnought down? It's so close. Retribution knocks back a bunch of stuff there. The Dreadnought survives. Nob squad. Sorry, 2 Nob squads and the Warboss in the back line there. Just got lifted into the air. That's Incinerate from the Grey Knight Terminators. And the Grey Knight Terminators are decent at fighting a Nob squad. Those power melee splash damage halberds. Not quite as vicious as Lightning Claws, but they do some good work here. And the double Nob squad off the field. Well defended there. They didn't actually take that much damage on the Land Raider. 89 to 207. That is Rites of Exorcism on the Great Unclean One. Seems like a fitting target for exorcism, doesn't it? A big old demon fella. Looks like he's going to go down, actually. Tried to do his Nurgle Vomit. And down he goes. That's a big win for blue team. Defended the double knobs. Took down the Great Unclean One. Took down the Battle Wagon. Can they get on the cap? We win, says YZ. And he could be right. Oh, there's some Assault Terminators now for aZmodai. So he's got both types of Terminators up. Stun bombs chucked in. Wraith Guard unable to cap in that instance. Let the Galaxy burn. Doesn't knock them back. Chaos Lord can't really offer much in these fights with no war gear. These late game melee fights here. Yeah, there's Assault Terminators and Grey Knight Terminators. 2 types of Land Raiders. Seer Council. It's a lot to try and get through. It really is a lot. Another Battle Wagon for Bulbus. And more Commandos, this time for Eye-Color. Those guys taking out a War Banner, but they are maybe risking a bit too much for that. So, Alpha Centauri suggesting getting Lightning Claws for the Terminators to fight the double knobs and stuff. Not a bad shout. And he wants the hammer too. This guy's still got the chain sword and storm shield. aZmodai agrees. And here's lightning claws on the way for those fellas. 89-176. 2-1 for blue. Can the red team mount a big offensive? Is it worth going south and trying to get onto this VP here? Is a head-on assault even possible against this stuff? Where's the weird boy? Surely a weird boy up here makes these melee fights much more doable. Warlock taken out very quick. Now they're trying to fight Terminators, the Nob squads, but the Lightning Claw guys are really, really dangerous. Wraith Guard also getting shots in, of course. Big old zap gun boom there, and there's a singularity. He did drag the Terminators in, but they fare better than the Nob squad there, although the Nob squad can retreat afterwards, of course. Warboss, level 9, very, very angry at his Terminators. He's given them a good go, but they're reinforcing off the Land Raider. Yeah, they need to get on the Land Raider, or drag the Terminators back a bit towards their own stuff, so they're out of range of the Land Raider. It's very disheartening when you put a bunch of effort into killing a Terminator, it just reinforces. See these guys reinforcing here. 89-124. Anything else on the way for the red team? I don't see anything. I see another D cannon. That's really bad news for the red team. 89-117. And that is the Tempest. Slows you down, then silences you, and then starts doing damage to you. If you can channel it for long. And he's level 10, this guy. He's got 425 energy with reduced cooldowns and more energy regen. That's pretty nuts. Switching back to Banishing Cloak now. To banish something. Tobsejoto has to purchase something. Phobos. I think you go Phobos here. Dirge Cast is useful for the big melee fight, so you can maybe put some pressure on the enemy Land Raiders, although tons of D-cannon shooting you and the Wraith Guard shooting you is going to be really painful. There's also a Las Cannon and a Bright Lance up there, so I don't know how well it would actually do. Kommando grappling hooks in there and regrets it. 89-79. Very difficult for the red team to get back into this, but they are giving it a go. Terminators on the D-cap. Maybe they can just brute force some caps. There's a singularity to say no. And there's the Tempest as well. Good singularity hit. They're going after the Crusader. There's the Incinerate. Yeah, it really does make them quite good at dealing with enemy knobs when they have that Incinerate, those Terminators. Absolute nuts, this fight now. Another singularity. See some Commandos in the back. They just took out one of the D-cannons using some burner bombs and some Daka. But there's still two more of them up. Side cannon up on the Terminators now. There's that Force Commander, level 9. Almost 1,500 hit points. Blue team hold on to the 2-1. Looks like the Commandos backed off after that, and they're now able to decap. Oh, they couldn't quite finish it. Retribution says no. Big old boom. Why was there a big old boom? Oh, the Seer Council maybe. Tempest thrown onto the battle wagon there. And the red team conceded, just couldn't find a way through. tobsejoto did eventually get something else on the way there. Another great unclean one. But that was a hell of a bunch of units to try to approach. Level 5 Warlock, level 10 Force Commander, level 10 Daemonhunter. Level 10 Warboss. Level 8 Kommando there. Did not get that rocket launch array. That is surprising. Because he could grappling hook down up this way and get some good rocket launching going on. And a level 6 Chaos Lord was trying to get lightning claws at the end. Well, there you have it, guys. It was a hell of a game. Blue team holding on. Becoming very powerful at the end and able to see through the victory. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see ya next time.